know what we call this in the United States? God's ketchup, right there.
I've never heard that before. I think he just made it up.
Is this how the other half lives all the time?
One of those things just never happened.
When somebody rips one, you know it, and it's not yours.
It was like Bugs Bunny when you like smelled the carrot soup.
That is the most random thing. What are you talking about?
It's impossible.
Welcome to Overseasoned. And this one is going to be an episode near and dear to our hearts. This one is for the mamas, the
Or
mayors,
the restaurant, or just,
or complaining about restaurant, or yeah. So, Mother's Day.
I never really had to do much for Mother's Day, honestly. I think that we did one Mother's Day. I think it was somebody's bright idea to open from, there's so much, business to be had. We weren't usually open on Sunday. So let's just open for this one Mother's Day Sunday out of nowhere.
This is where at Oriole?
It was at Oriole.
Of course.
And it was such a bad idea. Because, when you're not open on a day
Yeah.
of the week,
Yeah.
forever, and then you decide to open on a day to capitalize on the holiday,
Yeah.
everything goes wrong.
I'm realizing where capitalize comes from too. It just makes all the sense in the world.
What?
Because it's about the capital.
Sure.
Yeah,
but it's a
Did
Sundays
you guys do like
is
a
always,
whole fresh brand new menu for it too?
Of course. Well, brunch in general is always it's not a dinner menu.
Nope.
It's not a lunch menu. It's a brunch menu, right?
I
so
hate
there's
brunch.
some. We don't have to do another brunch
No, of course not.
exclusive.
I was
price
hoping
session.
we could, now that we're out of the restaurant world, I was hoping we could talk about our moms since, they're the only ones who listen to the show. And we could maybe do a little throwback to the moms, some dishes they loved. So I've already talked to my mom about
So it's
Mother's
not a
Day.
service.
No, fuck.
Oh, right on.
Let's get out of there.
All right.
Yeah, we'll let you guys suffer through
Restaurants
service.
closed. Do it. Just close.
Yeah, the restaurant closed forever, and now we're gonna talk about what makes our moms special.
But you know what? You can charge on Mother's Day. You can charge. You got because
Well-
you got to do it. You know.
So, if you were gonna make
It's
your
like
mom,
New Year's Eve for moms,
well, let's start from it is New Year's Eve for moms,
right?
I thought, well, yeah, it is.
As far as like a restaurant, except it's brunch. And
Yeah, why is it earlier? I guess because it's on Sunday.
Yeah, it's on Sunday, and you're not gonna
I feel like
want to get it out of the way early in the day.
from my experience, Mother's Day is the day that the hats get to come out.
I thought that was Easter. Kind of similar, I guess.
I guess that they're friends, Easter and Mother's Day. But to me, Mother's Day was
That's a
the
very
day
specific
when
clientele that
these
does the
beautiful
hats.
bonnets and like the best dressed moms get to come out, show off that.
Is that like a mainline Philly thing or what?
No, I remember it being like it was just a show. It was like peacocking, but for moms. Like who's got the
It's
most
like tea time at the
beautiful-
Waldorf
Yeah, there we go.
with where they wear gloves
It's like yeah, correct. Yes.
and like a brooch.
What the hell is a brooch? Brooch?
Brooch.
Oh. Sure. Yes. You know what? Moms like brooches.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what do
Brochettes?
moms? What does your mom love? Let's.
Pretty much everything.
Your mom's
Pretty
the
much
best.
everything.
Your mom's the sweetest mom, dude. Mom, you're sweet too, but Tony's mom is so cool. All right, so if you're gonna, why don't we start here? Since we're both food lovers, what are a couple of things that your mom makes that bring you back home? That like bring you to like the thing.
It's funny because I do most of the cooking when I'm home now.
Well, right, because you want to take care of mom
We help. Yeah, we help. It's just kind of become my role in a way, and that's where I
in
gotta
all things, right?
zone
You
out
just
and
cook.
just cook. You
Yeah.
know? She cooks a lot of bread these days.
Your
she
mom's
does a lot of
bread
bake
with
breaking. Very good.
Dude. So the last time we were in Reno, your mom walks in and your mom's always got like such a fun smile on her face. It always looks like your mom's up to something. You know what I mean? Because she's got like that that little cunning little smile. But it's always something good. And in this case, she walks in. She's got a little smirk on her face. Hey, X, how you been?
Have this gluten.
And she's like, look what I baked. And she had this gorgeous sourdough with like sage baked into it. And it was just, I have a picture of it that we're going to have to share. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so your mom's into baking. Your mom's definitely got that.
Yeah, sourdough becomes a little bit of a thing. You know, you got to feed it. You got to get different ones from different places and cultivate it. I could see it being, if I was ever in one place for long enough, I could see getting very into it as well. And this, I could use some recommendations from the crowd because I'm looking for a pizza oven that has a large enough opening and a big enough base to make sourdough in.
Interesting.
Because she wants to wood fire sourdough.
Oh, this is for mom?
Yeah.
Oh, is this a gift?
It's my Christmas gift, but well, she knows it was Christmas.
This past
I just
Christmas?
have to source it. I said, this is what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to find you a wood burning oven to make sourdough in.
Oh, nice.
So I could use some suggestions.
Okay. Well, I have no idea because
I know, but you know,
I'm not a pizza
the other
guy.
people that listen.
The
to
other
them.
people, right?
Not pizza though. The opening has to be large enough that you can do like a large. Because a lot of the pizza ovens you can make pizza in them.
Okay.
But bread.
Once it rises, it doesn't.
Well, yeah, you need like a good, I don't know, 6 inches with clearance there on the opening of the oven. And enough space in there to make like 2 or 3 loaves at a time. And it also has to heat up a little bit quicker because if it's too big, it can take a long time to get that fire going and then die down to the right temperature.
Okay.
So any suggestions? Welcome.
Please. So there's no emblematic dish from mom aside from sourdough you can think of?
Well, back in I remember this, you might.
Let's hear it.
I know once I tried to put like mushrooms with tomato. You have a weird thing with tomato sauce.
No. I'm cool. I'm cool.
You're
Go.
cool?
Let's hear it.
It's not that outlandish. It's just.
There's nothing outlandish about it. This is mom's favorite.
I thought that my favorite.
Tony's favorite mom
There were
dish.
a lot of dishes that I think that, you know, food in Reno at the
Tread
time. We talked
lightly.
about this.
Tread.
I mean, there were some microwave
lightly.
dishes when the microwave was new. We were trying that out.
Oh, right.
You know?
Yes.
And
Yes.
it was my job
I
to
would
like
say
heat up
that
the canned veg in the microwave.
From my experience in the Ayazi household, I feel like you guys always have been embracers of technology. So, you know, you were on the cutting edge.
Like, there wasn't a lot to be had in Reno 40 years ago either.
Understood.
45, you know?
Yeah.
It's getting up there. So
Yeah,
there
true.
it was hard to seek out like fresh ingredients and it just wasn't as much of a
Understood.
thing. You know,
Yeah. It is the desert.
Frozen and canned and things like that. So we kind of evolved our cooking as a family when other ingredients became available.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
But I still think about this just tomato sauce with sausage in it.
Okay.
That we'd serve with spaghetti. I loved it.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. But I thought that I didn't really know what meatballs were because I thought that it was always just chunks of sausage. But that was like that was what our meatball pasta was growing up.
Oh, it was just chunks of sausage instead of meatball.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right. Moms always find a way. They always find a way. Okay, so I have a couple dishes that I very much remember from my mom.
How much Goya?
Oh, dude, let's go right there. Let's just go dive right the fuck into Goya. So my mom is probably to this day the most expert muslo cooker in the world. And the muslo is the chicken leg, right? And I don't know where she got this
Chicken
from.
leg. What's that visual?
The chicken leg. It's just, the...
You can just say chicken leg.
Yeah.
You don't have to flex.
Why not?
But that's your arm.
Well, I was trying, here's why. Here's why I flexed the old. It's because my mom would, when she makes chicken legs.
That's your arm.
I know it is, but let's just pretend it's a chicken leg. So my mom, let's say that's the drum, right?
Got it.
That she does these cuts in the leg.
To get the tendon? To cut the tendon out?
I think that the goal here is to see that the bone has cooked through. And I think it's also to allow the adobo to penetrate.
Penetration. That makes sense.
Yeah. So my mom,
only on the drumstick part, not on the thigh part.
The thigh doesn't even make it into the household. What's up with that?
Yeah.
Right?
Understood.
So she buys just the drums. She does these cuts in them, which I do now too. They just feel right, they're not necessary, but they look cool.
What, are you marinating it? So is it a way to get flavor in there?
So look, it's olive oil. It's the chicken leg. My mom, depending on her mood, she might, and I don't know what's up. It's like a Puerto Rican thing, or maybe it's like a Caribbean thing, to hit it with some vinegar. So she
it's like a adobo-ish.
Well, it's yes,
Yeah.
it's adobo-ish, but I think it's also like cleaning the chicken in a way.
Yeah, which
Makes sense.
many classical dishes are about that kind of
That
curing,
light-
cleaning.
yeah. So she'll hit it with a little vinegar or some lemon juice, depending on her, and then she'll do the
Like,
cuts.
what do you think that's good? Like, ceviche is to preserve the fit. The lime kind of cooks it in a way. I feel like.
Yeah, gets all the bacteria off. And
Yeah.
adds that nice little tinge of je ne sais quoi. And then she'll hit it with adobo, just a little bit of olive oil for feeling, froggy, maybe a little bit of oregano. But my mom, my mom is in love with the broiler.
Powdered bay leaf. Did not make it into.
No, bay leaf.
That's a different story.
That's in the beans. So my mom is like I don't know what it was about the broiler, or it is about the broiler. I'm not even sure that my mom often uses the oven. She just loves the broiler.
I like a broiler. I would say I broil things more than roast them. Yeah.
My mom was so into the broiler. And so,
Do you mean was it at the slot on the bottom of the oven?
depending on the oven, but yes. Either, or some of the ovens have like the top broiler, and some of them have like that little drawer.
Because they're
Yes.
using the same burner for roasting
Right.
and broiling. So you go on the bottom if you're broiling and
Yeah.
on top if you're roasting.
Yeah. So my mom would broil chicken legs right in the top of the broiler, and just some white rice. What else do you need?
Yeah.
That is home for me. And then my mom discovered soy sauce sometime around 1996, I want to say. And then it's like maybe hit the bottom of the chicken legs just with a deglaze of soy sauce. And let me tell you, I've tried to recreate this.
But this is sounding more and more like
Like adobo.
Adobo. Yeah.
Right. Weird.
Yeah.
And so that's a classic mom dish that I was always happy when that dish was coming out. My mom also.
No, I'm going to throw one of mine out now.
Oh, please.
So another one that I still love.
Okay.
And it's very simple.
Yeah.
And I think it was probably one of these working mom, kind of, not a mistake, but you felt like you were phoning it in, but it became one of our favorite
go-to?
favorite dinners was
Okay.
ham and cheese and stuff like that. It was basically a charcuterie board.
Okay.
But, the just ham and cheese and stuff like that. It could have apples and ham and cheese, obviously. But other drips could be salami,
What
could
kind
be
of
some
ham?
olives.
Just like
Tavern
tavern ham kind of thing?
Tavern ham.
Yeah.
Like the ham that came from the grocery store for sandwiches.
Okay, right. But that ham could either be like the congealed Hormel ham, or is it
Oh
like
no,
ham
it was like
ham?
it was like deli ham.
Deli ham. Okay.
Yeah, deli ham, like sliced.
Okay.
Right.
Not
So it
Oscar
just-
Mayer ham.
Not Oscar Mayer ham. And
Not
it'd be-
that low.
Not
more
there might
medium.
have been some Oscar Mayer Braunschweiger every once in a while.
What the fuck is Braunschweiger?
I don't even know.
That's the and things like that? Is that the things like that?
That could have been on there, but Braunschweiger is like a spread.
Sounds like a liqueur that I threw up
Which is,
from in my
I
kids.
just remembered it. When
when I
you
was a
mentioned
kid.
it, Braunschweiger and Swiss sandwiches were another favorite of mine. Yeah. I haven't seen it or even thought about it in about 35 years, but
Okay.
so ham and cheese and stuff like that with just a collection of fruits, cheeses, cold cuts, and like this big loaf of French bread, quote
This
unquote.
is where it comes
that
from.
they made it Rayleigh's. They still make it Rayleigh's, but it's like angel
What's
food
Rayleigh's?
cake of
like
bread.
a bakery or a supermarket?
It's a supermarket.
And it's like an angel's food cake
No,
of
it's just
bread?
a big fluffy piece of French bread, and it's like they bake it there. It comes out warm. You can eat half of it, like just while you're
Like, on
finishing
the way
your
to the
shopping.
car?
Yeah, that was another favorite,
Okay, so we went with crispy adobo chicken legs,
which sounds fantastic.
and then ham and
Cheese and stuff like that.
and stuff like that. I feel like that We can end it. This
So
is
that's
it. The
it?
show's over.
Thanks, Mom. Bye.
It sounds like a Lunchable for grown-ups.
Sure.
Do you know what a Lunchable is?
Well, it's like a picnic at dinner. It's
Yeah.
a picnic at the dinner table.
You guys are so whimsical. I fucking love that. Speaking of dialing it in, my mom had a dial it in one. So my mom used to like to buy the cuts of pork that nobody else bought. Oh my God, I'm just
What
reminded.
were those?
So my mom used to buy my mom liked to go into Pathmark, which was like our normal supermarket in Jersey. And she would buy things that, and I quote, "I like buying this because your friends won't eat it." Because,
And by extension, you, I guess.
well, no, I would eat it.
Oh.
But one of her favorite things to make was turkey necks and pig's feet. So what she'd do is essentially
Pig's feet's a tough sell. Turkey necks I can understand. There's a lot of
that's-
meat on a turkey neck.
That's what hot sauce is for.
But pig's feet are more like a
Gelatinous and- yeah.
type of. It's a departure from.
So my mom used to take a fucking big pot with beans and with pig's feet and with turkey necks. And it was actually delicious, like smoked turkey necks, and just cook the fuck out of it. And my mom has this habit of like putting something on the stove and doing like a whole day's worth of shit. And then at 8 o'clock just showing up and like ladling it. You know what I mean? Like she loves to allow things
Outside of a crock pot. Or just turn it off on the stove.
No, it's going.
It's going.
It's going on the lightest, most delicate. If you walk into the kitchen too quickly, you know what I mean? It might turn off the burner kind of. So she'll just put it on the lightest. My mom likes to do that with everything. Hard-boiled eggs. She'll go out to the fucking gym. She'll fucking go to Home Depot and buy 18 other plants that we don't need. Do a little Goodwill hunting. And fucking come back with 18 other mirrors from 48 different eras. And there's hard-boiled eggs just lightly simmering away. But she used to do this dish with beans and pork and pig feet and with turkey
What kind
necks.
of beans?
Either kidney beans or black beans.
Sounds good.
It was delicious, but what she loved about it is if any one of my friends that lived in the high rise decided they were going to intrude on dinner, she'd pull out the turkey neck first. And of course, my Korean friends or my black friends would be like, "What is that?"
It seems like they would eat that. It seems like if anything, the Korean would be going for that.
I agree. But my mom would follow
Sprinkle
it
a
up
little
with,
fish sauce on there.
right, or kimchi on anything,
Yeah.
right? But my mom would follow up, "What is that?" the question from the kiddos, with, "It's snake."
So she scared him off.
So she'd scare them off. But it was a great dish because the smoked turkey neck, I mean, after, an
The beans must
entire
have been
day.
fantastic, and
Yes.
the body that the pig's feet gave it.
Oh, dude, yes, and the collagen.
Because we used to
and
throw like chicken feet in the stock or something just to give it that
my mom
body.
used to cook chicken feet also.
Adidas.
Just make soup with chicken feet.
What kind of soup?
Just like a slow cooked,
Is it more about the soup or more about the chicken feet?
The chicken feet was the flavor and the richness and the.
But it's not like there might be a few in there, but
No, there was a lot in there.
so
that was
when you ladled it out, it's like a bunch of chicken feet.
a bunch of chicken feet with corn and potatoes.
But you're not that into chicken feet.
I love chicken feet.
You do.
I personally, yes.
I've
This
never-
is where eating when I eat the wings.
Yeah.
This is where eating all the cartilage and stuff comes from.
Got it.
I'm so into it.
It's been a while since I've had a chicken foot.
I love them. I love them.
I haven't seen them on a menu anywhere
My
recently.
mom used to make me suffer.
How so?
My mom loved making gizzards. Loved making
We
gizzards.
had gizzards too.
My mom made gizzards like 6 months ago. I fucking.
What's to not like about a gizzard?
What's to like? Okay, so let's start
You're
with.
just such an adventurous eater. You're talking about chicken feet here. Yeah, kind of it's like a bony
Look,
skin.
it's the same thing with liver. I'm not going to say that there isn't good iterations of liver.
I got scarred by liver once because my mom was making something for a party,
Okay.
and I walked in.
Always mom. It's always mom scarring us.
And
also healing those wounds with their delicious
And I'm like,
ham and
what's that in the
things.
blender? And she told me it was chocolate frosting.
Oh!
And it was chicken liver pate. Oh! That one took a while. It still hits me sideways every once in a while.
The horror, Mom.
Yeah.
What the hell is up with that one?
She didn't want me
Your
touching
mom-
it.
your
Your mom
mom-
said you're eating snake.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So, and then my mom had. I'll give one last shout out to my mom before we get into what do they want for Mother's Day. So, my mom also used to make really cool tacos. They're nothing.
I loved taco night.
Just,
Yeah,
dude.
taco night was great. What kind of meat did you use?
All right. So my mom used to buy, you know, those like spring, they're called like spring rib. It's like the shoulder blade of the pork. It's like, I think they're called, what are they called? Country picnic
Oh, yeah.
chops.
Picnic
You know what I mean?
ham, something like that?
Yeah.
Oh, chops. So there's bone in there.
So they were like shoulder chops. They're like the pork shoulder sliced into like chops. And,
Get some adventurous cuts in your supermarket.
bro, yes, we did. Honestly, I think it was just single mom salon. You know what I mean? Trying to do whatever she can to feed a very hungry, chubby guy, while also having enough money left over to
Had to find
go
those,
to Annie
had
Says.
to find those cuts.
Yeah. So my mom used to do this again in the broiler. Now, my mom had a knack for getting those cuts that if she forgot that there was something in the oven, they'd still make it. You know what I mean? like in this case, it was like the country picnic. It was called country ribs or something, but it was shoulder. It was essentially a shoulder cut. And again, we're going adobo. We're going every once in a while. She'd get she'd get funky with her herbs and stuff. But we're going adobo. We're going broiler on low. And we're throwing, like a couple big chops under the broiler. I would say anywhere from 45 minutes to 5 hours and 45 minutes, depending on the day, you know? And so she would.
I kind of like one of those. Sometimes I like a nice thin pork chop.
Oh, she loves
cooked to
those
hell,
too. Oh, yeah.
Kind of burnt.
Oh, yeah.
Just pick it up with the bone and just kind of.
Yes. Flop it
It's
around.
like kind of crispy, kind of tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. My mom, you and my mom would get along swimmingly.
Dip it in a little bit of barbecue sauce.
My mom still likes to do that too. So she would do so broiling it to a point where it turned into a braised dish. Not sure how she accomplished that. She would defy the laws of science. Escoffier would have taken a deep breath and tried to figure out this technique, let me tell you. And then she would do that. She would get fat-free flour tortillas because I was chubby.
And that was what that was what was going to do it.
She knew. And then
Fat-free flour tortillas. So what? Okay.
let's just say you want to warm those puppies up on the stove.
So flour tortilla.
My mom
taco
at
night.
one point had a Mexican boyfriend who taught me young, like 5, how to warm up tortillas. But she didn't really like buying the corn ones that much because it reminded her of him. But he taught me how to like turn on, just like your blistering
We would
peppers.
cook the taco night was one of my favorite nights too, and we would ground beef with like taco. I can still see the seasoning packet.
Ortega or El Paso. One of those.
It was like kind of day glow colors on it, like
Yeah.
pink, yellow stripes,
Ooh.
and taco seasoning, ground beef.
The crunchy tacos?
No, never had those.
Never.
No.
You never had the ones that are the Ortega ones?
No, it's like a chip. No,
Not like a chip.
We'd cook the tortillas. Could be flour, could be corn,
Okay.
in vegetable oil, like a lot. So
Whoa.
they're basically fried. Oh. Soft, greasy, with ground meat in them,
Oh,
avocado, onion, some shredded lettuce.
Sounds like chilaquiles from the fucking.
Yeah.
You were not chubby though, were you?
Huh?
Huh?
Yeah.
I was, dude. My mom.
I like to eat. I definitely like to eat.
My mom certainly had many conversations. She sat me down a lot.
Really?
Yeah,
It's
she
like,
was
you gotta
like,
stop.
My mom would ration me sometimes. She'd be like, one taco for you tonight.
Really?
Yeah. I'd be like, are you fucking kidding me, Mom? I'm a growing boy. Anyway, it's all right. She lets me eat as much as I want now.
Which
which way?
horizontally,
Exactly.
not vertical?
Listen, my mom was in the gym. My mom used to blast the Gloria Estefan with the crazy one-piece thong and then like all the Miami colors,
warmers.
like turquoise meets pink. She's fucking popping around, listening to Madonna. I'm suffering. But anyway, so these tacos, right? She'd pull out this mystery pork rib shoulder
I'm still.
cut.
How does this turn into a taco? I'm
So,
curious.
dude, she used to mash it. She used to take the meat, pull it off the bone, and mash it down until it essentially looked like pulled pork. But it was
Mash
not pulled pork. It was like a leaner cut, right? And then she used to make her own pico, which will often it's interpretive, but it always had cabbage. She would slice down some cabbage,
Okay.
chop up some tomatoes, throw an onion of her choosing. Could have been a white onion, could have been a red onion, could have been a scallion. But there's an onion friend is gonna show up. Then she'd hit that with a bunch of vinegar. So essentially, it would become like a pickled coleslaw thing.
Interesting.
And then some sort of hot sauce would make an appearance, whichever was cheapest. There was no allegiance. It was one week could be Louisiana, another week could be Goya, depending if it was on sale. Sometimes a Mexican one, like a Valentina or something.
I like Valentino. I think Valentino might be one of my favorites, but not too spicy. It's not spicy.
No,
think
it's
it's spicy?
more like a pepper garlic sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like that one a lot. Now, often, when I made some American friends and I found out you guys had shredded cheese, I also found out that you guys had sour cream.
What do you think shredded cheese made it into the American taco canon?
I mean, listen, I feel like if Americans can do anything, maybe this came from a
It's kind of
Swedish
it's kind of like a
uncle.
burrito taco.
Dude, I mean, what? Aside from fish.
Wait, where does Swedish uncle come from?
Well, like how you were not Swedish, Swiss.
Okay.
How you were saying like when you go to like visit family in Switzerland or whatever, that like all they eat is like raclette and potatoes and meat, boiled meat or something.
Dried.
Dried?
Well, there's a lot of sausage and stuff.
Okay. So I didn't know about this. So again, I'm chubby. Mom didn't buy cheese. Actually, my mom.
Avocado?
Yeah, there's definitely always avocado, always rice, always banana. Just
Banana.
always banana. Yeah.
Sweet
I
plantain.
don't know. No, like banana. My mom
Banana.
was really into
On taco night.
steamed white rice with a banana on top. This was growing up. Why? I don't know.
That's really interesting. This was taco
Boy,
night.
was it. This was taco night.
Okay.
So I'd have a fat-free,
Sorry.
no worries, a fat-free flour taco, well-broiled pork, which nobody's upset about that.
Well broiled and chopped.
And charred.
Charred.
Like charred and braised at the same time. Sometimes this stuff came out so fork tender, and sometimes it was like that pork chop with like a little bit of extra. You're eating on some meat, And but
This
I
is
love
where your little toothpicks come in.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Floss abound. And but it was a great dish because you put that crunchy slaw on anything and you're good.
Right.
Whether it's the rice, the banana, but like I said, I went to some friend's house and had taco night and I was like, wait a second. You guys,
You're like, where's the
what even
bananas?
is sour cream? What even is? And I'm like, oh, cools down the spicy and the cheese. I mean, I just
It's far from a Mexican taco though, which is interesting.
it certainly is.
They're kind of like little open-faced burritos.
Yes, exactly. I remember the first time having refried beans. I never knew that.
I love refried beans.
Yeah.
Love all that stuff.
I could eat that. I mean, to me, the purpose of a bean, part of the purpose, maybe why I liked so much the beans that we had in Medellin on the bandeja paisa, is I liked the fluffy texture, and the refried bean certainly is not
Don't
that.
have it. They're different.
Yeah.
We used to have this electric skillet, and I have yet to see one since. It was like you plugged it in. It was a standalone electric skillet.
Oh.
I've seen fancier ones.
Is this for pancakes and stuff?
You could use it for anything, but it'd be hard to make pancakes in. It wasn't like a large enough thing. You could probably fit like 4 burgers in there.
Okay.
Which, you know what I mean? But it was square.
Oh, it was square.
And it had a lid, and it could sit on top of the counter, and it had a big plug you'd put in it, and a dial on that for the temperature.
Okay.
And we used to make
always on the
make a
cutting edge
lot
tech.
of things in those.
Yeah.
We used to have this like banyu calda party.
What?
Yeah. Well, wait until this is like how something got totally bastardized.
Okay.
Banya calda.
Yeah, isn't that like a broken vinaigrette?
There's some kind of thing about that, but there was somehow it became a banyu calda party, and they'd put
Banyu calda.
yeah, and it became like fill that thing with butter, put spoons of chopped garlic into it, like the store-bought chopped garlic.
Ooh.
And you get a little pile of stuff to deep fry in it. So it was
So
like
it's like a super al ajillo.
something like that.
Okay.
So it'd be like vegetables, meats, and everyone get their own little pile of stuff, and you just kind of like fry it in this butter garlic mixture.
And would the butter garlic mixture evolve over the evening?
Of course.
So would it turn
There'd be like
brown
cheese
butter?
melted on the bottom. I
Oh,
don't
that
remember what we
sounds
did at the
good.
end of it, but yeah, it was probably one of those things where at the end of it was with the French bread again.
Oh,
just
you
like
dip in that
slather
fucking-
it. Yeah.
That sounds cool.
That was cool.
Actually, it's like a
Not for your mom would not have given you that.
dude.
No.
I got fat free chicken franks. I
A lot
couldn't
of
even
good,
have
did ya?
normal hot dogs. My mom would get me fat free chicken franks, and she'd say, "Eat that, and I'm like, "Mom, no, I don't want that."
So moving on
that.
to the second part of the
All right,
stories.
so I actually had a conversation with Mom. We're gonna be hanging out for Mother's Day this year.
When is Mother's Day?
It's in like,
It's hard to
Couple
know
weeks.
when Mother's Day is when every day is Mother's Day.
oh my goodness. And with that, it's been a pleasure to have you on the Overseas show. You know, moms are the best. Your mom's freaking the best. My mom's the best. I mean, it's a day to celebrate, and both of our moms. I'd say, you know, every time I cook for my mom's like, I can't get to that restaurant. She's the number one fan of my cooking. She'll eat like I'll go to the supermarket and just buy like
She's not like a dainty eater. She'll pack it away.
Oh, my mom likes to eat.
Mine too.
My mom likes to eat. And my mom, like, I'll just make her like a pork chop, bone-in pork chop with like Zatarain's blackening seasoning on it. And I just will cook it properly.
How much blackening seasoning do you think you go through? That's your go-to. That is your go-to. That's like right there on top of
Yes.
wherever your spice rack is. That's the
in the
closest
Mount
one to your
Rushmore.
hand. Yeah.
It's in the Mount Rushmore. You're absolutely right.
I'm just so curious how that happened for you.
You know how it happened?
Because your mom didn't use it.
Quincy Logan.
Really?
For me, Quincy brought Zatarain's into my life when we lived together in Philadelphia. And I made this discovery with Quincy. I'm like, oh my God, adobo is to Puerto Ricans and Hispanics what Zatarain's is to black folk.
Got it.
And it was just such a bing. And it has that same MSG umami that is really hard to replicate. And bro, he used to throw that shit on pork chops, on blackened salmon.
Whenever you bring me a gift, it's Zatarain's. You're like,
here you go, pal.
here you go, pal. I know you're cooking tonight. You're cooking for me. Maybe this will make it onto that dish.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, so the point of that is there's nothing like a properly cooked chicken breast. My mom's gotten so much better, by the way. Like, she's like, okay, so get the grill really hot. You get it really hot. Yep, get it really hot, Mom. And then
We've upgraded to grill and not just broiler.
well, my mom will still do both, right? But when she does her broiler chops or her broiler, she loves those paper thin pork chops. She loves those.
I do too.
I like the fatty parts against the bone. Who am I kidding? I will fucking scarf 100 of those. Of course I will. It's just
That's like
that.
a walking around pork chop, you know? It's not dinner. You just walk around with it.
Yeah, it's true. So, but yeah, my mom is tickled just by like a properly cooked piece of protein and like a little arugula salad. She's just like, she savors it in a way that there's no joy I get more than seeing my mom enjoy my food.
What are you going to cook for your mom on Mother's Day?
Well, so I think what we'll do this year, she told me she is dying for Greek food.
Really?
Yes.
Is that not something that they have in Sarasota?
Well, no. I mean, I feel like
I understand. Greek food's up there.
my mom. So my mom said to me, she goes, I said, Mom, what do you want to eat for Mother's Day? And she's like, I want octopus, and I want a big fish, and I want Greek salad.
There you go.
And I was like, Mom, you fucking know. It's like a month away, and you're already like planning this? So yeah, we're gonna.
It's good she didn't just like, meh, I don't know. You know?
No, I loved
She knows
how,
exactly, right.
like that's gonna make shopping and all that stuff so exciting. And so we're gonna do nice charred octopus. I might make a little romesco just because.
Tzatziki? Man, I love tzatziki.
Tzatziki's great too. I'm gonna make a nice big celery salad because I like that with octopus.
Oh, yeah? With some olives in it? Or?
Yeah, I'll do some black olives, some Kalamata olives. I'll do some red onion in there. I'll do, of course, way too much
So you
oregano.
just peel down the celery,
Yep.
peel the stuff off.
Yep. Peel it off and then slice it on a bias and get it like almost if you were like
thin,
fennel.
like mandolin?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't have a mandolin, but yeah.
Cool.
And
You don't
then,
need one.
yeah.
That fetter knife you have.
That's, God, you know what? My favorite thing about the Fader knife is I just look at it and it's like Cinderella's mop. It just automatically starts chopping shit.
Sweet.
And I'm like, I'll be back in an hour, motherfucker. You better have all that shit done. It's like all the fucking chives are ready. It's done on its own. The only problem is it's a Knicks fan, but we'll get over that. And then, so I'll make a nice little celery salad with a bunch of herbs, lots of parsley, lots of dill. Throw some pickled shallots in there, maybe a little fresh lemon, good olive oil, and then got to do a Greek salad. Got to do big, thick slices of feta on top, barrel aged.
Yeah.
Of course,
we've learned this.
Yes, and then I'm gonna do it.
Wait. Barrel aged. What does that mean?
It's like the type of feta that they barrel age in the whey, so that it develops a little bit more of a sour flavor.
Okay, it's for a sour. Okay.
Yeah. And then
I've never seen that on a piece of feta.
Honestly,
I know sometimes I'll always see there's from Bulgaria or Greece or local, something like that, but I've never seen barrel aged.
Yeah.
Because usually it's in like chunks that you just purchase, right?
That's
it's not,
correct.
Doesn't
in
have
a little cryovac pack.
Right. Or just a bag, some kind of cryo or whatever, but it's not the big hunk of feta. So I don't see that original label.
It just says
where
it
the
on
bare
there.
label would say. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna take a picture.
Because the store will cut it down.
I will be buying it, and I will send you a picture.
Okay.
I think it's called Kutsinas. I think. And then we're gonna do a little. What is it called? La dolemeno. A little like olive oil with lemon, like buzzed up. Maybe a little garlic in there.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna do, of course, with the oriatiki. It's all about how you slice the veggies down, right? I'm gonna make a beautiful Greek salad, supercharge that thing, and then I will try and find the most appropriate fish that I can cook whole so that my mom can eat the face. My mom likes to eat the face. She likes like that whole fish.
The cheek.
The cheeks and around the eyes.
Okay.
And fucking, she's like using the bones to like clean her teeth. She just,
Nice.
my mom likes to get down.
Give it to
and
her.
I'm proud of her for it. So that's,
I'm not going to be home, so I'm going to have
Okay.
to do some kind of fancy mail order or something.
okay. I like that.
You can get some pretty cool mail order things these days.
I agree.
So I haven't done any research yet, but I'll let you know.
All right. I think no matter what, as long as mom knows she's thought of, then mom's going to be happy. So I hope all the mothers out there, including you, Raquel, and, Colleen, you got cats. Like everybody out there, all the moms get Johan, all the dads too. Yes, the dads who do dishes, all the moms, all the dads have a wonderful Mother's Day. All you listeners out there, take care of your moms. Call them, tell them you love them.
Cook for them.
What was the cook for them if you can? Worst case scenario, just smile and smile and chew through that gizzard and tell her how much you love her. And by the way, Dolores, you're not off the hook here. I want to try this Bagna Cabana Cauda. The fuck? Want to skip? That sounds fantastic. I'll even bring what's things to fry in there.
We got to find the
skillet first?
skillet first.
All right. Well, if you guys know where a skillet is or a sourdough oven pizza concoction, let us know. Thanks for listening to Overseasoned, and happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Overseasoned podcast was brought to you by Over Easy Office, outsourced bookkeeping solution.